Hi, I'm Georgia Jones and welcome to my series Bump, a candid, open and honest look at pregnancy, parenthood and beyond. Bump is brought to you by Ladybird Books and Make Time to Play app. Hi and welcome to Bump. Today I am joined by Megan Rose Lane. Now Megan is a mummy to Esme, who is how old now?
10 months yesterday.
10 months yesterday.
Yeah, it's birthday.
Oh my gosh, super cute. She is a blogger, a former makeup artist, and a body confidence campaigner. I suppose. Yes, yeah. Which is fabulous. I love how this is like becoming a thing now. Everybody supporting everybody.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Which is how it always should have been.
Yeah.
So now you became a mum 10 months ago, and prior to that, you had bulimia. At what age?
It was around 11 when it first developed, and then it kind of got worse throughout my teens, and it kind of came and went. And then it got, the worst part for me was definitely around the age of like 19, 20, and then my early 20s. It took so much of my experiences and happiness and joy away from me. And now I have to make sure that it never bothers me so that I can get all that time back and just to spread that message so that nobody else loses it too. I got it from my mum as well because my mum.
Do you think that's where it stems from? That's kind of where. How does your mum feel about the fact that it probably came from her being...
Well, you know, it's actually funny because we were on the phone the other day and I was telling her about this kind of thing, and I think the best thing to do when you talk about this kind of thing is look at it from a very curious perspective rather than a judgmental perspective.
Yeah.
It's not my mum's fault.
No.
It's just something that she passed down probably from her mum. She was always on these diets and counting the points and the sins in her food.
Was she on... God, my mum was on that one.
Slimming World. Yeah. But it was so glorified all my childhood. My older sister did it with her. And by the time I was 15, I was going along to Slimming World meetings and getting weighed.
Wow.
And they were happily just weighing this young 15-year-old girl, knowing how old I was.
Wow.
And yeah, every day I would go in for my weigh-in and it would get written down. And my entire life just became about losing weight, and it just became an obsession, and I had such an unhealthy relationship with food.
How did you feel getting pregnant? How did you feel about your body having experienced,
When I first got pregnant, I was in a really good place with like my exercise. I was working out. I'd found the gym, and I'd found this new love for lifting heavy weights and the strength it gave me.
Yeah, and it's nice to feel strong, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. So I'd found that, and I absolutely loved it. That was the cure for my panic attacks and anxiety, and it really helped my eating disorder, and it just kept me in a really good place mentally as well as physically. By the time I got pregnant, I was like, I'm in such a good place in my body, I'm in such a good place with my eating and food. And then it was a real shock when I started to get morning sickness, and I was back in the toilet throwing up a lot. I was lying on the sofa all day, and there was a point where I was just all day long, just constantly throwing everything, a bit of water, anything I ate.
How long did that last?
It felt like forever. I think it was about 15 weeks when it stopped.
Like over 3 months of just constant vomiting?
Yeah. It's just too much. It's like a constant hangover. It's awful. And you feel like you can never escape it. And the only way to get rid of it, for me at the time, was to sleep. So I just slept.
It's like a hangover.
Yeah, I just slept all day.
Did you?
Yeah, ginger didn't work. Everyone would tell me all these things that were, and I'm like,
biscuit.
No, ginger bloody biscuits never works. No.
So just sleep was all.
I just slept so much. Yeah.
But so you said the link of the throwing up. Did that kind of trigger the whole bulimia thing? Not trigger it off, because obviously you weren't bulimic when you were pregnant.
Yeah.
But how did you feel? Like, how did it make you feel?
Yeah, no, it did trigger it. And then the weird thing was that when I stopped my morning sickness and I ate, I would feel like I needed to go and be sick.
Right.
So it was really weird.
Did you almost feel like you had it back?
Yeah, a little bit, but without even wanting it back, or without even feeling like, oh, I need to get rid of this food because I'm scared of gaining weight, like my old thoughts were. It was more about, it feels like I need to go and get rid of it because I'm supposed to, because I'm used to doing it.
That's what my body's used to.
Yeah, it was so bizarre.
So how did you come out of that then? How did you?
I mean, for me, I believe very much in the power of the mind, and I'd done so much work on the eating disorder before I got pregnant that I kind of had tools to kind of use that to cope with it.
Yeah.
And also, for me, the importance that my baby was healthy and safe
after you'd had Esme then, how did you feel about your body afterwards? Having struggled with body confidence prior, even the strongest person that's never struggled with it would, it's hard. So how did you find it?
It was really weird because I remember sitting in the mirror after I had Esme and just taking a photo of myself, just sitting down, and I just did not recognise my body. It was like I was living in somebody else's body.
Yeah.
And weirdly, I was just so amazed at what I'd done and how I'd given birth to her and the process of the birth and everything else. And I'd now made this human that I couldn't look in the mirror and hate myself. I just couldn't do it. I just had this newfound respect for myself.
It's funny, isn't it? You look at yourself in a completely, like, I looked at women after having a baby and I was like, you're amazing.
Exactly.
You are just wonderful. Like, I mean, I think you are absolutely stunning.
Oh, stop.
And I much prefer seeing you and your face now as opposed to the pictures back on your Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't think you should get rid of the ones back on your Instagram.
I've thought about
sometimes
it.
People have a bit of a cleanse.
Yeah.
I think it's really nice to see your progression on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because you can see that you've gone from somebody that, does put a filter on to like being like, do you know what, sod it. This is what I look like. Yeah. This is my face. Yeah. And here I am.
Exactly, yeah. I was in competition with all the other makeup artists on Instagram.
Right, I see.
And let's be honest, makeup in real life never looks as flawless as people put it on Instagram. So you're basically competing with people who are completely airbrushing their photos, and you get sucked into the vortex of Facetune. Every time I posted a selfie, I just felt embarrassed.
You're just like, oh.
Yeah, but it was my job. It was what I was doing. It was what I was getting paid for. I was getting jobs with makeup companies and stuff. And like, obviously I have to keep the roof over my head. But I hated it, what I was putting out into the world. I hated that. I just don't care anymore. And if somebody thinks that I'm whatever, wants to call me a name, or thinks that, says that my body's wrong or isn't what they think is perfect, it doesn't matter to me, because to me, like, I feel more beautiful than ever now that I'm a mum.
Now, before I say goodbye, I just wanted to touch on the is it an event that you've started, or an app, or
it's it's an event company basically that I started with my coach. So I got some coaching off a lady. She really helped me like overcome a lot of my limiting beliefs and my self-doubt. And about 3 months later, I felt like a completely new person. And we just decided together to set up an events company so that we could spread this message to other women and basically help them.
So if we go on your Instagram, which is Megan, is it Megan _Rose_Lane?
Yeah.
There's a link on there where we can click and
go
if we want to come to
one
of your events.
It's in my bio. Yeah, we're going to do some retreats and stuff as well. So
amazing.
So exciting.
Well, thank you for spreading your amazing story and your confidence and positivity, because it's very inspiring, and I'm sure it will help a lot of people.
Thank you.
On their journey. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This is Storytime with Ladybird Books, and today I'm reading Choose Llamas. Are you ready to build your very own llama squad? This book is full of a whole lot of llamas. We're all different. Each of us is amazing in our own unique way. Which llamas do you feel drawn to? There are no wrong answers. But you should definitely pick me. It's up to the reader, Colin. It's time to choose. Which llama would you choose to hang out with at the beach? Jimbo, Frida, Matthew, Evie, or Nigel? To choose your llama, click on the link below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and tune in the same time next week.